I am here today with the wonderful Huw Richards, and I'm sure if you've made it as far as my YouTube channel, you will have already seen this guy. So today, I thought what we'd do is have a little bit of a look around your garden. And I should point out that we are in late October, so it's a bit grim.
Yeah,
and
it's started raining again now, literally in my face.
Yes, but this is normal for around here, isn't it?
Yeah, the last couple of weeks have been pretty terrible. But that's fun, I like it, at least it's cool. I hate warm weather, and being in the garden when it's super hot, I just don't enjoy it. So at least I feel alive, and it's now about getting it ready for winter. It's all a nice change and pace of energy.
So without further ado, would you like to show us around, Huw?
Not particularly, of course. The focus now, obviously, as we're very much closely approaching November, is winter vegetables and putting everything to sleep. So leeks being in Wales are a must. If you don't have leeks in your garden in Wales, you shouldn't be gardening. And then obviously there's kale, purple sprouting broccoli. I'm just amazed by the transition that happens over these few weeks of autumn, how all these lovely colours come in, and you've got the fennel and the rudbeckia, and it's all a lot calmer, and I slowly ease myself into winter, which is a complete opposite of the start of spring, because it's not an ease into spring, it's like spring. So one of the things that I absolutely love doing is experimenting with new crops. This amazing leafy stuff here, this is daikon radish, which I've heard lots of great things about, and I did a planting before early in this season. They kind of half worked, but it's a little bit too hot, so this was a kind of late summer sowing, and fingers crossed in a month I'll have massive daikon radish. Probably the most important task of autumn, apart from like bed prep and composting and all that, is garlic. There's been probably 3 autumns in my life which I forgot to plant garlic, and then oh no, it's fine, I'll do it in February, and it always seems to fail for me in February. So I learned the hard way. It's a very painful thing going a year without any garlic. So I've put in the first batch of garlic there. There's more going in, hopefully around 300 to 400 cloves. I fear that I'm going to end up looking like a garlic bulb one day. One of the things that I also grew this year was Aztec broccoli, which I'm glad I've kept in because it's a very striking kind of pinky red colour. That is the first thing I notice when I walk in. And then I've got the rudbeckias as well in the front. Now, Aztec broccoli I didn't find was very tasty, but the honeybees seem to absolutely love it. And I think as time is progressing, I'm more and more willing to grow things just for pollinators in and around the garden. So I'm quite enjoying that. There's obviously the rudbeckias, and then with the hungry gap in mind, purple sprouting broccoli, these plants are looking so luscious, and I'm really excited to see how these turn out. And then there's some fennel, which was planted at the wrong time, hence why it's bolted, but I thought let it flower, see what happens, and I've been so pleasantly surprised because the little tiny seed heads taste absolutely epic, and I had no idea, and I just discovered that literally 2 days ago, and that's one of my favourite things about the garden. Now this bed here it's a bed where whenever I have spare plants, I'll put those plants in the bed. So you can see I've got a lot of brassicas here. This here is dill that I'm actually saving the seed from. I'm gonna bring it in to dry, and then it means I can use that over winter. And I'm really trying to think, how can I get more than one harvest out of particular crops, and I think that's quite an important challenge. I've got the cabbage patch next to me. Everyone is always so fascinated about not having cabbage white caterpillars or not netting because of them. I do get it, and you might be able to see that there is a little bit of damage here, but all I do is I just keep an eye out. If I ever see them, I'll pull them off. The birds, I have this beautiful little robin that lives in the garden, and it might make an appearance today, but I always see like robins and blackbirds going in and around all the cabbages, so fingers crossed that's actually what they're doing. And now for the last 2 weeks I haven't seen any. Personally, I don't like to put netting over, as I just don't think it looks as nice. So then again, you could argue that holy leaves look worse, but from a distance you'd be none the wiser. This here is the top part of the garden. For this season, I always start my brassicas in a seed bed, and then I lift them up and transplant them. And so I actually have a lot of spare brassicas here that I've just left. These, surprisingly, I haven't actually been to this bed once to pick off any cabbage white caterpillars, but I'm starting to get, and I'm going to have to harvest it, but you know, you can see I'm getting food out of this incredibly intensive brassica seed bed, which is a nice surprise. And then this top part of the garden is more of a kind of experimental perennial side. I'm not a massive fan of perennial vegetables, but if it's asparagus or if it's fruit, like look how beautiful this colour is on the blueberries, I will definitely give them a grow, no pun intended.
So Huw, thank you so much for showing us around. It's really lovely to see where the magic happens and to finally get a look around your beautiful garden. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Sorry it wasn't in the peak of summer, but at least you're getting the lovely autumnal colours now as well, which is lovely.
Absolutely, and it stopped raining for us.
Yes. we prayed and the gardening gods listened.
Oh, thank you so much, Huw. And I will be back soon with more. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.